He's jumped out of aircraft, he's flown his own chopper. Now Tom Cruise is gearing up for a space movie. Dr. Brad Tucker and I discuss in this Talkin' Science Uncut Story of the Week.
Across Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts and YouTube, this is Talking Science with Dr. Brad Tucker and Matt Miller.
Alrighty, Brad, let's move on to our next story of the week. I love this one, and a mate of mine just sent a tweet out that he asked Google Home to play some morning music, and Danger Zone kicked off, which of course was a Tom Cruise movie. I never thought I would be able to talk about Tom Cruise on Talkin' Science, but he...
No, look, that's right. He wants to enter a new danger zone. Good segue.
Hey.
The space zone. Look, it seems like it's in the early stages, but it's been confirmed by NASA that SpaceX and Tom Cruise and NASA are in talks about shooting a movie in space on the space station, or at least partly on the space station.
I'm wondering whether Tom Cruise watched Interstellar and said, I could do that better.
Yeah, move over, McConaughey. I'm moving forward. I don't really know. It's quite interesting.
Nobody knows.
No, look, no one knows. A lot of people always talk about, Tom Cruise is famous for doing lots of his own stunts. It's actually probably not that dangerous. It depends on, obviously, what they get him to do. But, NASA, as we talked about, is open to now having private people go to the space station, as we talked about last year when they announced it. A big change from them being very anti-private people. And SpaceX is already talking about their first launch of private people 2021, maybe 2022, after the Demo 2 test. It all works later this month. So, look, it's not that far-fetched. It's completely doable. Yeah, in the realms of, I think, exciting, and it could be interesting. Obviously, the devil's in the detail and whether it actually happens or not, and what the plot is instead of just Tom Cruise in space. I don't think that can be the theme of the movie, but maybe it could. I don't know.
Just because.
So, maybe it's Topper Gun. Maybe it's Space Force Top Gun. Who knows? Lots of different ways to take this.
Top Gun Space Force. There's the title.
I think we've just made the plot of the movie here. Look, I wonder if this was more like an idea and then said, hey, that's not a crazy idea. And then they would think more about the story, movie, plot. Look, again, hard to say. But, to put this in a scale, we talked about this last year when India launched the moon. That mission only cost around $100 million. Whereas the movie Gravity cost $120 million. So it's actually probably just cheaper to do it in space than just make a movie about space on the ground. So, look, it's silly, but it's not that far-fetched.
I really wonder whether the production meeting was Tom Cruise sitting there going, we should do it in space. And everyone's like, hey, Tom, that's a great idea. You go find out, see if it's possible. And everyone's like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. SpaceX goes, yeah, sure, let's do that. Okay. And then NASA goes, yeah, we'd love that. We love the publicity. And everyone's going, oh, shit, now we got to make the movie.
Yeah, we got to make a movie in space. Yeah. Look, I generally feel that some extent of that probably had to happen, as all great ideas happen. But yeah. Look, again, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And I was wondering this, is it something like when Top Gun happened, right? It was very popular for the U.S. Navy, and, there's lots of statistics of how it rose to recruitment and popularization and that sort of thing. And they got fully behind it. And NASA, as we know, is very good about emphasizing communication about what they do and their science. And so maybe this is a way of reaching a new audience. I don't think it's that terrible of an idea, to be honest. If you're trying to reach the people who may not watch the documentary about space travel, but who may watch Tom Cruise as space travel.
Do you think there's the logical next step for NASA now is to approve Talkin' Science to go live from the space station? They'd have to fund it, though.
Yeah, I think they would have to fund it. Yeah, look, I think there's a crawl before you can walk type thing. Let's say that. I do my own stunts, however, so maybe that's all you need.
And this is the thing with Tom as well, that he's really bringing that sense of special effects back. Like all the Avengers movies and stuff like that, they're fantastic. But we know, and all of these action films as well, we know that most of that is green screen, stunt doubles, done in the safety of a studio with plenty of airbags and stuff like that. Tom takes it to the next level and actually flies a chopper, or he actually flies God knows, jumps out of aircraft. They didn't let him fly the aircraft for the new Top Gun, but he was pretty close to it. I think he was in the back seat or something.
Yeah, as I said, you're right. He definitely goes to the extreme a bit. So this isn't just another generic movie where they would use 5 minutes of it in space. And look, and if you're wondering what you need to do, so you can do things on Earth that simulate space, right? There's the NASA parabolic flights, what they call the vomit comet, where you go, straight up and then essentially straight down to get weightlessness. And they have shot a music video on that before.
Nice.
OK Go.
Oh, that's right.
A popular band. It did it. It's really cool. My wife likes to talk about it because of all the takes they had to do. Because of how you get sick. That's why they call it the vomit comet. But you also only have periods of 20 to 30 minutes or 20 to 30 seconds. It's not like you can do it for an entire scene. So there's just a lot of that where there's ways of simulating it, but it's not quite the same thing.
Alrighty, Brad, we will wait and see what Tom is going to do with that one. Tom and his team. I reckon there's going to be at least a director, a camera operator, possibly a lighting guy, and Tom himself. Depending what the scene is, there could be other actors as well. For all we know, they might need Starship to take them up with its 100-person capacity.
Yeah, look, I mean, in order to get a whole crew up there, I don't know how that's doable. So, look, again, I think the devil's going to be in the detail here because, I mean, the space station can only fit really 8. It could fit some more, but... And maybe they don't need to do it on the space station. Maybe they just want to do it in space. I don't know. But yeah, again, lots of detail here to work out. It will be interesting to see what happens with it. That's all I think I'm at this point.
One last thought that just came into my mind. When Armageddon filmed on the Mir space station, don't tell me it didn't happen because it really did. They blew it up. So
that's right. Yes.
Maybe NASA are a bit concerned. Maybe.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. Mir did go bang in a pretty horrible way. So maybe they don't want their $50 billion space station.
$150.
Yeah, it's cheap. Discounted rate. Tom Cruise rate.